Welcome to the program. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Mark Goldberg. Mark Vlogs Watches. Thank you for joining me. Let's go ahead and get the quick fist watch check out of the way. And here she goes. Guys, I'm a dog trainer. Please support me and this channel by buying a copy of my latest book, The Art of Training Your Dog. Hardcover or electronic. You can get it globally. If you're not a dog lover, buy it for someone who is. And subscribe to this channel so we can do this again soon. Throw a like on this video. Now let's get along with the fist watch check. And today, gentlemen, I am wearing a beautiful gold Submariner with blue bezel and blue dial. Gorgeous. Gotta love it. Okay. But we are here to talk about something slightly more mundane, slightly more obtainable, maybe, than a Rolex, sort of. And something tens of thousands of dollars less expensive, not made out of gold, not made out of unobtainium, not even made out of steel, but made out of bioplastic. What does that mean? It means plastic. Okay, what are we talking about here? We are talking about the Omega MoonSwatch, the Moon watch, but branded by Omega, but created and put out by Swatch, as in the Swatch watch, as in the $90 Swatch watch, available in any mall in America. Okay, so let's just back up a quick second and talk about that. The first thing that I think you really need to be aware of is that Swatch is owned by the Swatch Group, who also own Omega. And they also own a couple of other interesting companies, including ETA, or ETA, the basic generic movement. That is getting more and more difficult to find, by the way, the ETA movement. And that's because Swatch is sort of like, they're really looking to wring every last dollar that they can out of every project that they're involved in. This is important because it has relationship to everything that Omega and the whole Swatch Group do. The ETA thing is they no longer supply them to various watchmakers. Those watchmakers more or less have to turn to the Sellita movements. Swatch is only making the ETA movement, which is like a generic base movement, but they're only making them available to members of their own group. Now, why is this important? Because the Swatch Group is like a publicly traded company with shareholders. And one thing that you have to know about corporate America is they run on two things. Corporate America, it runs on two things. Number one, well, it's not even America, I think it's Swiss, but they run on two things corporations do. The first thing is money. They've got to squeeze every available profit, every little dollar out of everything. So this is the reason why, for example, in the Omega line of watches, there's this constant stream of special editions. The Snoopy, the Ed White, all these different things, all of them intended to get the collector to just get into the store and buy a watch and not ask for as many discounts as has prior been the case with Omega. So they're even mocking Rolex's discontinued Hulk now with the introduction of a green Omega Seamaster, which by the way, I think is very uninspired. It's so dark as to be not really comparable to the Hulk. Omega, I'm sure you are just months away from introducing a Tiffany colored dial on the Seamaster, but they have done something very similar to it in the Omega MoonSwatch, which we will be getting to in just a moment. So the first thing that corporations run on is money, and the second thing that they run on is fear, okay? Upper management is always going to be fearful that if they don't produce this quarter, next quarter, etc., well, you're only as good as what you did last quarter. And these guys are making crazy money. They have good jobs, great benefits. And so, trust me, all they are doing is pedaling as fast as they can in order to extract as much money from the industry as they humanly can. And I mean, look, that's the way capitalism works. I guess I really shouldn't complain. But when it starts to really percolate down to the basic watch collector and affect the collector, well, then we got to ask ourselves, is corporate greed necessarily a good thing? All right. Oddly, I'm wearing a Rolex, probably the greediest, corporation in modern history. But nonetheless, we're here today to talk about Swatch. Let's take a quick look at what I mean, the MoonSwatch. It's right here. Guys, here's the thing. So Omega brands that, they put their name right on it. It looks exactly like a moon watch. except for it's quartz. It's got a battery hatch on the back, and it's supposedly available at boutiques throughout the world. And as I'm sure you've seen on social media, that has caused buying frenzies in Austria, New York, Tokyo. I mean, like almost nobody's been able to get a handle on these, except for a guy I know on Facebook who posted a picture of his wrist after he took his off, and it was dyed to the same color as the watch, which was like an Easter egg blue, sort of like the Tiffany, which I alluded to earlier. And he said also that the strap was utter garbage, and the watch was worth about what he paid for it, but not the $4,000 that they're currently hitting eBay for. In a more troubling sign of corporate greed, eBay has released information that they're going to make these available online and an unlimited run. These are not limited editions. So guys, first off, if you like this watch and you want to spend the $260 or $300 on this thing, on this plastic watch, well, just wait, okay? Just wait. Because theoretically, you'll be able to just go onto swatch.com, put in your order, and maybe it'll even hit Amazon. Who knows? So calm down, just wait. You'll be able to get one. But I want to tell you, it's going to be worth about what you paid for it. I'm not in favor. Honestly, I don't even love the MoonSwatch in steel. Bruce Williams was kind enough to lend me his sandwich dial, and although as I handled it and as I wore it, I understood it was a fine instrument, and I recognized the iconic nature of its design and the quality of its build. Unmistakable, undeniable. But a thing either moves your needle, it floats your boat, it speaks to you. A watch sings to you or it doesn't. And surprisingly, the Speedmaster just lay on my wrist and went, I'm here, big deal. For whatever reason, I don't like it. I like the plastic version even less, and that's basically for the following reason. Omega is now chasing Casio and G-Shock and a whole range of plastic watches. But they're doing it by devaluing a design and a brand that goes back to the moonshot or the moon landing. So if I owned a $3,000-$4,000 moon watch, I would be a little upset about this. And the only thing kind of cool about the plastic version is I think it's got a battery hatch on the back, so you can get to the battery easy, which I like. But what I want to do is I want to show you today a watch that I have that I do like in the same exact price range. Does not have famous branding from Omega on it, but for the money, I think it's far better. And let me show you what I'm talking about here. Guys, this is a Marathon Navigator, also quartz, high torque movement. It's got a single pass strap. I've loosened it up here so I can show you that it's got a battery hatch on the back. So you can see the battery hatch on the back there. All you need to do is stick a coin in that and unscrew it when the battery gets low. This has tritium tubes. It also has a tritium tube in the pip there. It gives you the second timing zone in this bidirectional bezel, as well as a countdown or an elapsed timer, I should say. So, fellas, if you're going to spend $300 on a plastic watch, it might as well be like a really good one. And this is built to military spec. It's good for low pressure, high pressure, and I don't know, I think it's I'll put the meters here, but I'm pretty sure it's at least 100 meters of water resistance. So guys, I'm back here with a wrist shot of the Marathon Navigator, and all I'm going to say is if you're going to spend something on the order of $300 for a plastic watch, you may as well get one that's built super well and has a unique and original design. Now, if you've always wanted to spend $4,000 on a moon watch and you just couldn't do it, and you're willing to slap something on your wrist that might leak dye onto your wrist, well, okay, fine. Maybe that's just an early build quality, or maybe that guy on Facebook, was just goofing around. But I'll tell you what, the picture looked very convincing. I don't know. I'm more in favor of originality. Small Canadian company, Swiss-made watch. Yeah, I'd rather have this one than any of those MoonSwatches. So, in the comments, here's what I'd like you to tell me. Do you have a moon watch, and are you angry that this is going to devalue your watch? Do you feel like it's going to? Do you think it will enhance the value of your actual proper moon watch? Do you like this $300 MoonSwatch? What do you think of the entire basket of worms that we're dealing with right now? And yeah, let's talk about it in the comments. I'll be right there with you. You know, I could be biased because I just basically, the only Omega I really like is my Seamaster. This is Goldberg. Peace out.
Paint the sky your favorite